Alright guys, we're back with another, our first collection update since the collection video. Since then we've got 70 new games and I don't even know how many consoles. We're going to start out first with our Nintendo collection. We actually got one game for every Nintendo system except the Game Boy Color and the Virtual Boy. But other than that, we got one for every game system. So we'll start with the Nintendo Entertainment System, go through the non-portable, then go to the portable games and the consoles. First off, we got Dragon Warrior, neat little primitive RPG, still pretty neat game to own.
Very first console RPG
ever. Just whatever, we'll figure it out. Next up, we got Ghosts and Goblins, a really fun platformer, almost like
Medieval Mega Man.
Yeah, Medieval Mega Man. Really fun game. Definitely a check out on my part. And this we actually got from our uncle, Castlevania 4. Very well, yeah, but very cool, cool game. Definitely one that was on our list to buy. And there you have it. We got Star Fox from Half Price Bookstore for what, $6, something like that. Very cool game. Again, kind of like a primitive attempt at 3D. Later mastered with Star Fox 64. Very cool game there. Next, we got our second copy of Super Mario All-Stars. Again, this was from our uncle. He gave us a whole bunch of Super Nintendo stuff. So, a very cool game. This one actually, our old version doesn't have a workable save thing. I don't know if that's like a battery problem like the Game Boy had, or if we had to, or if something went wrong with the game. But this one saves, so very good. Then we got another copy of Mario World. Not much to be said here. Next off, we got Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Again, very good game. Kind of a change of pace in the kind of Mario series, but a very cool game still. Next, these are some of my favorite pickups of the new thing. We got Super Star Wars. I picked this one up for $6 at Half Price Bookstore. A very cool game, Super Star Wars. One of my favorite Star Wars games. Probably it's right behind Battlefront and it's up there with with Jedi Knight on the GameCube. So very good game. I got that for $6 actually after I got Return of the Jedi from Half Price Bookstore. So the guy must have put it in, but they only had one out at first and they put in the other one later. But very cool game. I'm still yet to get Empire, but we got those two, so that's very nice. Next, this is a pretty sweet game. We got the not for resale demo cartridge of Tetris Attack for the Super Nintendo. This was from our uncle who gave us all the Nintendo stuff. So very cool game there. Tetris Attack, except demo edition. Next up, these are our most recent pickups. We just picked these up today. We picked up a couple Nintendo 64 games from a local video store. Fighter's Destiny, and it has like the old video store box, which can't get over the coolness of that. It has like the cut up Nintendo 64 box, so it kind of works like a VHS type deal. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. And then it was like a what, 3 for $10 deal or something like that. Yeah. So we also got the Winter Olympics '98, the N64. This is actually pretty neat by Konami. They have like a few references to their other games and stuff. Like one of the main high scores in that game is by M Gear. Then there's the Top Gear Rally Racer. This game honestly really sucks. You can't see farther than like an inch away from your face. Now on to GameCube, a library that I haven't bulked up much in a while, but we got a couple games for it. First off, we got Def Jam Vendetta. A bizarre-ass fighting game. Takes a really long time to play. What?
Wrestling game?
Yeah, wrestling game. Actually, another uncle gave us this. Not the same one that gave us all the Super Nintendo stuff. So this game's pretty cool. Next, we got a cool FPS, one of my favorite for the GameCube, we got Medal of Honor, Rising Sun, really cool local multiplayer. Really fun to play. I like playing the battleship mission where the two battleships connected and you get to fight the guys locally. Me and my friend played this a lot, so I thought I'd pick it up because it was on eBay for $1 and like $2 shipping or something ridiculously cheap like that. Next, Mega Man Network Transmission. Mega Man is huge with us. Aiden really likes Mega Man. Essentially, it's Battle Network meets the original Mega Man. So it has the platforming action, but you kind of use the strategy you would use in Battle Network to try and plan out your attacks and defeat the level. So a very cool game. This is a game I've always wanted for the GameCube. Beautiful Joe. Obviously, it was $6 for at half price, but yeah, pretty much everyone had this game, but I never picked it up until now. So yeah, very cool game by the makers of Wonderful 101. Next, from our uncle, we actually got this Call of Duty 3. It was sealed. We decided to open it and play it. It's honestly terrible. It's a bad port. Like, I'm not huge into Call of Duty games, but at least like it's not terrible. It's really hard to like aim and do all that shit. The controls suck. And we went to GameStop one time. I picked this up because it was $3, and I really liked the first DJ Hero. Really kind of underrated. Like, I remember me and Aiden were fucking pumped for DJ Hero. Then we never picked up DJ Hero 2 because the tracks on this honestly aren't very good compared to the first one. Not very much Daft Punk. But I think there's Tupac on this. Not much Daft Punk on this one. But there's a Tupac. There's a couple Tupacs. Notorious Big, Kanye West. I think there's some Eminem, Snoop Dogg. So some sweet ones. This is another one of Aiden's favorite series. I don't play it too much, but I hope to get into it at some point. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. We got this from our local game store's rare case. It's a Wii game. Very cool. RPG. I got this game for Aiden because I owed him money and he wanted it. I got him Metroid Other M, and I paid a price I would rather not have paid for it at the Rosedale Gaming Go. As you guys could see a second ago, the baby. So the game really kind of blows. And now on to our Wii U games. Pretty much the main event of the show. I got Arkham Origins for the Wii. The only difference between this one and the normal one is it doesn't have the online, but I do like how the gamepad is incorporated to the detective scenes, and right now I am actually doing a walkthrough of this, so check that out if you would like to, or don't. I don't really give a shit, but do. Next off, we picked up for $20 DuckTales Remastered. A very fun game, pretty much exactly a remake of the NES classic DuckTales. Very fun game. It comes with like we picked up the hard copy because, if at all possible, we pick up the hard copy. With Luigi U, we actually didn't because it came out like way after. But as you can see with the hard copy, nothing's really changed. But you do get this button, and I just like owning the hard copy. It was worth the extra $5, I would say, just to kind of own it. Next off, did we open the DLC for this yet? I don't think we did. No, it didn't. Sonic Lost Worlds. Pretty cool, kind of Sonic meets Mario Galaxy meets what Sonic Extreme for the Saturn was gonna be, but never happened. So it's a pretty cool game for Sonic fans, I would say. If you're not a Sonic fan, at least rent it, just try it out. I think you'll like it. Definitely a cool Wii U exclusive going on there. There's a lot of, it's kind of cool. It's like the newer Sonic games where there's some side-scrolling, some third person. So I would say as a Sonic fan, I think it can please old and new Sonic fans. New Sonic fans. And then we got Wonderful 101. This was on sale at our Target for like 25 or 30 bucks. 30 bucks. But Wonderful 101. So now we are dangerously close to having the
fantastic
complete Wii U collection. Yeah, this is definitely an underrated game. Like even Beautiful Joe got a lot of sales. At least everyone I knew owned it. But no one I know owns this game. But it rocks, so you guys should really fucking buy it. Alright, on to portable games. Game Boy has kind of been my thing lately because it's cheap to collect, really easy to store, and we have I think we have a lot of Game Boy shit. So I thought I'd start collecting a little more. First off, I got Donkey Kong Land. I did not pay $0.00 for this. I think I paid like $5 for it or whatever. But very cool game. I really like this. It's really faithful to the Super Nintendo installments, like Super Famicom. I honestly didn't look into it that much before I bought it. I knew a little bit about it. Obviously, it was a port, but it's a really faithful port considering it's Game Boy for a SNES game. Next, we got Castlevania Adventure. Again, kind of collecting Castlevania right now and Game Boy original. A very cool game. It's a little slower paced than the original game, and there's a time limit. But from what I've played, they give you a good enough time limit that it really doesn't matter too much. And the game's difficulty is a little lowered from the NES and SNES games. So I would say it kind of compensates. It's a pretty decent game. It's a little slow paced, but still a really good game. Next, this game, Game & Watch Gallery, very fun, the first one. Pretty much they remake a couple old Game & Watch games for, I don't remember exactly what their names were, but there were 4 of them on there. They remade them, and you can also play the original style one, so that is a very sweet game. Next off, well, story would have worked better the other way around, but I got Pokemon Silver. Pretty much I picked this up because, I went out into town and I bought bought Black 2, and I got this the same day pretty much because I just needed a Generation 2 and a Generation 5 game. So now I have one from each generation. I haven't actually started that or Black 2 yet because I wanted to mine them for Pokemon and I haven't had time to trade them over. Next we got Mario Land, a classic Game Boy game. You really have to have it. I didn't expect it to be as fluid as it was, actually. I mean, like, some of the physics are a little fucked up, like the fireball's a little weird in this game, but I would say, like, it felt very fluid for a Game Boy launch title, like a very impressive game, actually. So if you haven't bought this, definitely do. Even if you don't have a classic Game Boy, you can play it on your Game Boy Advance or whatever. Next we got Wario Land 1, Super Mario Land 3. Very cool game, essentially Mario Land with a Wario twist on it, some new mechanics and stuff, but essentially that. We also have Wario Land 2, technically Mario. Yeah. Next we got Mega Man Battle Network 2. It's the Mega Man Battle Network series, kind of like a RPG action mixture game. If you haven't tried it, definitely do. It's an interesting twist and a very unique game that hasn't really been cloned and isn't really... It's really kind of its own thing, and it's really unique and neat. Kind of keeps the challenge of the Mega Man series. 5, not much to say different about it, just the 5th installment to the series. Another great game. Speaking of Mega Man, for our DS games, we got Mega Man 0 Collection, which comes with 0, 1, 2, and 3.
And 4.
And 4. 1 through 4. So that's very cool. Very sweet. We are getting up there with Mega Man. We are probably about halfway through collecting all of the American release, maybe even more. We don't care if we get them in collections or not, but and then I picked up Black 2, as I told you guys earlier. Great game. Haven't played very much of it. I just played on the other guy's account for a few minutes just to try and test it out. But from what I can tell, it's a really good installment to the series. And finally, for games before we get into consoles, I got Batman Arkham Blackgate for the 3DS. Huge into the Arkham series, and I thought I might as well pick up Blackgate to get like the entire collection of the the Batman series. I would actually say this game's pretty fun. It's kind of like a Genesis beat 'em up with the unique and brilliant fight mechanics of Arkham Origins. It's a little harder to do this the stealth missions, and yeah, but I would say all the mechanics are intact still. So a very cool game, and this will definitely come up once I beat Pokemon, or maybe I'll do it after Arkham. I haven't 100% decided yet. I want to do those Arkham games chronologically, so I might. So I'm going to do that one before I do City and Origins. And next off, for our first console, as I said, we were bulking up our Game Boy collection, and Aiden picked up this Game Boy Fat for $15 at half price. It works quite nicely, actually. Of course, these things are fucking invincible, but very cool. Has all of the features. Nothing's broken off. A little dirty, but it's definitely a cool addition to the collection. Next off, with all the stuff our uncle gave us, he also gave us a Super Nintendo with the rest of the Super Nintendo stuff. Again, this one's a little yellow, slightly less piss yellow, and doesn't have any cracks or anything on it, so it is a better Nintendo than ours currently, and it's a kind of a neat addition to own anyways, just to have a second Super Nintendo, something nice. Then we actually got our first Super Nintendo first-party controller. We own 2 Super Famicom controllers, 2 Super, the ones
Super
that are
pads.
Super Pads, which are just like the Super Famicom controllers, except slightly different. And we own a generic Super Nintendo controller, but we finally got our own Super Nintendo controller. That puts us at 6 controllers now for Super Nintendo, and 3 consoles if you count the Japanese import. Alright, finally we got a GameCube controller. Pretty interesting little controller. I actually plan to try it out after this, so I'm just going to uncoil it. But it holds a little different, it's a little longer. It feels a little more like a GameCube controller, kind of like, but it holds a little more like an Xbox 360 controller. Feels a little wonky, maybe. I assume it's probably a better controller entry level wise. I don't know about how the buttons work and stuff, but I mean, I bet it'd feel better, but I'm so fucking used to the GameCube controllers because it's one of my most used consoles, up there with PS2 and 360. So thanks for watching, guys. Or actually, we actually have another part going down when we do our Xbox, PS, and Sega update. So we're gonna continue on with those quick. Alright guys, now on to the games for anything other than Nintendo. To start out, we got a couple Genesis. We got Beyond Oasis, which is kind of okay. We already had it with the Genesis collection though, and it wasn't something we really cared to own, so not the coolest game, but whatever. We got this from our uncle with the SNES. We also got Pitfall from him, the Mayan Adventure, and we got Sonic also from him. We owned Sonic 2, and we own this on just about every collection ever, and all that shit, so we owned it like 30 times. Never owned the Genesis, so that's pretty cool to own. Next, we got a couple classic PlayStation games. We got, first off, Ridge Racer, which is a launch title in one of those big Saturn boxes. Only problem is it's broken, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure Ridge Racer is a cheap game, so not a huge deal, but whatever. But that kind of sucks. Next, we got Tetris Plus, which is a very interesting take on Tetris. Essentially, this guy moves around, and it's pretty cool. Pretty much Tetris, just a little more advanced, I guess. Next, in the department of Sega Saturn, we picked up a Sega Saturn, which you'll see in a minute. But the only game we have for it so far is Space Hulks, the kind of a Warhammer game by Game Workshop that makes Warhammer. Not huge into Warhammer, but my friend is. So pretty cool there. For PS2, we got DDR Max. We don't have a dance pad for it, but you can play it with your controller. It's just harder than hell. Next we got Devil May Cry 2. Aiden really likes this series, kind of a cool hack and slash. Now I think the only one we need is 4.
Yeah, 4.
4, so this was sealed, so this is pretty much brand new. Played once. Next we got God of War. Kratos, God of War type shit. Good game. R-type final. I don't even know what to say about this.
It's a shoot 'em up.
It's kind of a shooting. Oh yeah, this one. It's confuses for a minute. Yeah, it's kind of an arcade space shooter. It's pretty cool. Next, Simpsons Hit and Run. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, it's pretty much Simpsons Grand Theft Auto Edition, or Grand Theft Auto Simpsons Edition, or whatever. Not as violent. Definitely not as fun. SSX3, snowboarding game. That's about it. It's a snowboarding game. Next, we got Super Bust-A-Move 2. Weird game. Kind of a cool puzzle game still. Anyhow. Next, we got Twisted Metal Online. Pretty cool. I don't even think we've played this.
The servers aren't up anymore.
Oh, so it's pretty much... Can you even play local on it?
No.
So we pretty much...
You can set up a home server, but you'd have to find someone else to play with you.
Yeah. Is it only System Link?
No. Online.
Oh. Alright. Next up, we got We Are Katamari. Very cool looking, very weird, fun game. You pretty much play as a guy that rolls up stars, and your things get increasingly big until you're just rolling up ginormous ass towers of shit. It's pretty cool. Next we got and finally for PlayStation we got Wipeout Fusion, which is a futuristic racing game. Pretty cool. On to PS3, we got God of War Collection, which comes with God of War 1 and 2, pretty much HD and diced. We got this at Mall of America GameStop for $10, so pretty cool. Oh, thanks. Next we got Grand Theft Auto 5. A lot like the other installments, Grand Theft Auto, very fun game. Really the only difference here is graphically it's better. It plays a little differently. It's easier to die, but it's really it's pretty cool. Next we got Madden 07. This is from our uncle, who don't really like sports games, so who really cares? But whatever. Motor Storm, kind of interesting dirt racing game. There's a lot of dirt. Next up we got Time Crisis, pretty cool arcade shooter. We got the boxed gun for it as well. I'll just pull that out for you quick. It has all this garbage for it that you have to connect. As you can see, they took most of the stuff out right a second ago, but it's complete. Then here's the gun. It's orange. About all that's to it. Pretty fun little arcade shooter. Cool box. Game and stuff. Next up, we got Call of Duty 2. We played a little bit of the offline versus. It's okay. It's no worse than the other Call of Duties, which isn't saying much. Dead or Alive 4, very cool. It's not the most balanced fighting game, but it's pretty fun anyways, by Tecmo. And I really like playing as Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. so that's pretty sweet. Fight Night Round 3. I don't know how you win this game. I think you just tap random buttons and hope to win. It's okay. There's no I think Muhammad Ali's in it. Gears of War 2. This is the only Gears of War we don't have because we had to download Gears of War. Gears of War 3. Gears of War Judgment doesn't really count because it's retarded. We got our actually third copy of Gears of War 3. Our first copy broke. Our second copy we bought, and our third copy we got from our uncle. So there's that. Next we got Guitar Hero 2. Fun game. It's Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 1 and 2 didn't have the best tracks. This one had a couple okay, like Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi songs, but Legend of Rock, which we also got for the 360, we also have it for the Wii already. This is where they really hit their stride in the music department. Cool game. We got PGR, Project Gotham Racing 3. Very cool racing game. Project Gotham is pretty much the PS2, early Xbox 360 Forza. Rainbow Six Vegas, a first-person shooter by Tom Clancy. It's okay. It's kind of weird. I like the Splinter Cell series. They're best by Tom Clancy by far still, but still pretty okay. Let me try something quick. Next we got Ridge Racer 6. Pretty cool. This one actually does work unlike Ridge Racer 1. And yeah, it's an arcade racer. It's okay. Rock Band 2, we also owned this one for the Wii, but now we own it for the Xbox. We don't have any instruments though, so this is like my favorite. Actually, I think it has a couple songs that the Wii version doesn't have. I don't think they had Let It Rock by AC/DC. Maybe they didn't, I just don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. They might have added a couple songs. I might be wrong though. Tiger Woods PGA Tour. Like, how bored could you be by the time you're playing this game? At least Wii Golf, you actually do something. Alright, let's get on to consoles. We'll start out with our Sega consoles. I'll do that one last, because it's the coolest by far. Alright, first off, we got this cool Genesis, both plug and play, but it also plays older games, like if I can find, where's our Genesis games? Did you already put them back? No. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, there. Anyhow, as you can see, it's a miniature Genesis, about the size of one Genesis game. It plays 80 games that are built in, and you can plug in your old Genesis games and play those as well. So it's really nice. It comes with the AV cables, so you don't have to play them with the old Genesis AV cables. Pretty cool. And on top of that, it comes with 2 of these wireless controllers. They're not the greatest controllers, but if you're playing up to the screen, unless you're blocking them, they should work fine. Surprisingly well for a $40 plug and play. The sound emulation's a little weird on it, but other than that, it's quite good. Next off, Aiden picked up this humongous ass Sega Saturn. Hence why we got Space Marines. Very cool system. It's the follow-up to the Genesis. And of course, the controller that comes with it. A little weird, but I don't know. Is that the Japanese or the American controller? American. Alright, that's the American controller. Next, we got a Dreamcast. We already owned a Dreamcast. I got one in May. But our uncle, who gave us the SNES stuff and all those games, gave us the Dreamcast 2. He was cleaning out the place until we got it. We also got this really bizarre Dreamcast, this Dreamcast keyboard and Dreamcast mouse for the web browser, which we don't have the web browser yet, so it's pretty much pointless, but that was also from our uncle. And we got this Rumble pack, so that our thing can rumble. I think we got a few controllers from this too. What did we get? The blue controller, or did we just get plain ones?
It's a blue.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just blue. You want me to do this first?
Yeah.
Alright. Next off, we got a PS2, also from our uncle, who was getting rid of... He was pretty much getting rid of a lot of stuff in his house. So, he gave us his PS2, too. We already owned a PS2. I've owned one since, like, 2000, whatever. Or 4 or 5, I think. But, this is really cool. Now we own the PS2 Slim. I'm pretty sure my original PS2 could swallow like 50 of these guys, so that's really cool. Is that it? Yep, that is it. And finally, we got the Sega Nomad, probably the crown jewel of our pickups for this time. It's a portable Sega Genesis. If you don't know, not very many were made because it was near the end of its life. At first, we were having a hard time getting it going, but it's actually the... As you can see, it works now because we fixed the aspect, or that we thought it was the chargeable one. Turns out to be battery packed, so there's a lot of battery acid in it, but now it works just fine, as you can see. So it's a fairly rare console. How many were made? Like 1 million or something like that? Which in the scheme of things is not a lot. So the Nomad's kind of a rare console. Pretty cool. Plays the Genesis games really well. Emulates them pretty well.
It can also be plugged into a TV.
Yes, you can also.
Cables,
yeah, actually it's S-Video, I think. Yeah, you plug it in with your S-Video cord. If we still had the Easy Cap, we could actually record this because that was actually pluggable into that. But we can't anymore because our Easy Cap fucking broke. But we got the Aver. Also, just an update on the Aver. We think we might have figured out what makes it play weird with the Wii U games. So hopefully we get that fixed. Is there anything you want to add, Aiden, to our update?
Nope.
Nope. So that is it. That was our updates, our collection updates. 70 games, I think, and 8 consoles. Lots of duplicate consoles now. But the more the merrier. So thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, see you guys next time.